So let's turn to the second part, question and answer. If you have any questions, please, the voice is yours right now. You can unmute yourself and ask Don directly, of course. And a brave one, Don Weston, I think that you have questions.
You know what?
He's muted.
That's not the Don Western I know.
Oh, other one?
Well, yeah, gosh, I've known Don Western in Las Vegas for 25 years, and he's already in my business, of course, but I thought, oh my gosh, that's great. Don showed up for the Zoom training.
But Don has the hat, yes.
I know. Where are you from, Don? Unmute yourself. Oh.
There's a question.
Yes.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Me?
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Oh no. We got two Don Westerns in Las Vegas.
No, oh really?
That's where my friend's from. His name is Don Western.
Oh yeah. There's one in Pahrump, I know.
Yeah, okay. He's up in Boulder City.
I'm in Boulder City, yes.
Okay, well, you might know him. Okay, what's the question?
The question is, where can I buy your whole updated book or download your whole new book?
Okay, bottom line is I'm going to tell you to wait until the new one's ready, which is we're hopefully by the end of, well, if it's not done by the end of this month, it'll be within a few days after that. But once we launch the app, the new upgraded app, we're going to have a store in the app. So everything that we have, like the hat, the pin, the upgraded book, and there'll be quantity discounts, you'll be able to buy right off the app. That's the way that's going to work. So I don't want to give you directions to our existing publishers, because why would you want to buy the old book when, you know, it's so much stuff in it, antiquated.
Yeah, and this is very important thing that also the book then will be printed, yes, in hard copies.
Yeah, it'll be a hard copy, sure. Yeah.
So you can have your book in your hand, like always it was. Okay, have you ever any other questions here? Now, could you please tell them what is the difference between recruiting and sponsoring? Because it's very important, I guess.
Okay, that's a good one. And see, when you're recruiting people to sell your products, and understand, the more products your company has, people think they got to learn about all those products before they can even talk to anybody.
Own your life.
So bottom line, when you're recruiting people to sell, it's kind of like you're a sales manager and they're working for you, okay? When we sponsor and teach people to duplicate, we are working for them. And the deeper it goes, the stronger it gets, because everybody progressively has one more person working for them. So as long as we're on this topic, I'm going to tell you something else about duplication. You're going to absolutely love this because people ask me, how do I motivate my people? Because over 90% of my organization's in Europe, and I live in San Diego. And I say, I don't motivate them. I teach them how to motivate themselves. Now, how you teach them to motivate themselves is teach them to duplicate. Now, you say, well, how does that motivate anybody? Hey, real simple. You're sound asleep at night, and somebody in your downline, 3, 4, 5 levels deep, signs someone up while you're sleeping. You wake up in the morning and you go on your computer and you see you have a new person in your downline while you were sleeping. You are excited, okay? You are motivated. Now, when I look at my computer in the morning, not counting weekends, I'm averaging over 600 people a day that are signing up. Now, it didn't start with 600, it started with one. But you got to believe I'm excited and I'm motivated. That's all you need. Now, once you understand that concept, quit wasting your money going to these motivational people that aren't building a business. Sure, they'll motivate you. It's called hot bath. Within a week, you're back where you started. You spend $1,000, spend 2-3 days at a session, and they don't teach anything about how to build a business because they're not doing it themselves. Okay, save that money, teach people to duplicate, and you'll be motivated.
Can Don talk about making a connection before presenting the lifestyle card?
Why do you have to talk about it? You already have your friends, don't you? Everybody you know wants to own their life once they understand what it means.
Yeah, but sometimes people wanted to, get to know new friends, and they have some confusion how to turn from the normal just chatting with somebody to that point where they are talking about owning your life. So this is maybe something
Adriana,
difficult for them.
Adriana, you're not just talking to somebody. I already told you, I'm not going to tell you anything more about.
Yeah,
talking
I
to
know.
somebody. Okay, because you already know so many people, and it all starts with one. You sponsor that one person, and you help them with their friends, and you help them with their friends, etc. You never run out. You got so many people to talk to, because everybody you know, once they really understand the meaning of owning your life, having time, and see, I'll give you an example here. Okay. When I'm in Japan or out of the country and people don't know about my kids or grandkids, people are guessing my age of 63, 62, somewhere in that range. Okay. I was 83 last December. I go to bed at 11 o'clock at night and I go to sleep at midnight because I watch the news for an hour. I wake up naturally at 5:36 in the morning. I never take a nap. I might doze watching TV after dinner or something. But there's 3 reasons why I'm not aging. Number 1, I take good health products. Number 2, I exercise every day. And the biggest one is I own my life. Now, how does that keep you from aging? Folks, let me tell you, you don't have stress when you own your life. You can look up my private resort. Just go to failavilla.com. It's 7 minutes from where I live. It has its own hard tennis court, grass court, putting green, 2 pickleball courts, a gym. We put in a new gym. I go up, I work out up there every day. The house I'm living in now is over 6,000 square feet. The one next door I own, same size, made into a duplex, rented out. I don't have any mortgages on any of these places. I can remember back when we started, Nancy in her presentation would always talk about how we had a pile of bills at the end of the month called the better luck next month pile. Okay. We don't have that anymore. Okay. You get out of stress and you're not going to age, not very fast. And if you don't think stress will age you, take a look at the American presidents after 6 months in office. Then you'll see stress. Okay. Don't have stress. Now, we have a little saying that is really easy to follow. And when you've used the own your life approach, it's like putting a little stone in a person's shoe. Now, everybody can relate to having a little stone in their shoe, but they don't do anything about it. Okay. The little stone we put in their shoe has the ability to grow. Kid comes home and says, Mom, Dad, can you go to my football, basketball, baseball game or whatever? He says, sorry, son, I got to go to my job. You get stuck in traffic, you get to work late, your boss gets on your case, the stone just grew. There's so many things that can make the stone grow. So sooner or later, you got to do something about it. I've got people that I've used the owner life approach with that days, weeks, months, and years, I'll get a phone call from someone say, Don, are you still doing that program? especially when people get close to retiring. And they suddenly realize they're not going to have the money to live the kind of lifestyle they wanted. Now they're reaching out and saying, Don, are you still doing that program? So all kinds of things, amazing things that happen in our family that happen for our grandkids and so forth, wouldn't have happened if we didn't own our life. I'll give you one, see, and this is something you all know people that have young kids, okay? Let's say they have children 6 to 12, 14 years old, and they're out playing in 4 different sports. Get them to focus on one and get them lessons and practice. Now, you do that, when they get ready to college, they're going to get a college scholarship. I own my life, so when my sons, Doug and Greg, were growing up, during the week, I would drive them 1 hour one way just to get to their tennis lessons. Took them to the tennis tournaments and all that stuff. And, you know, back in those early days, we didn't have a lot of money, but we did have enough to be able to do that. And by owning our life, when they got ready for college, they both got scholarships. Greg, he married a gal who had a tennis scholarship from Texas. Greg was at USC. And so when Jessica was born, when she was 5 years old, they started teaching her tennis, okay? Because they own their life too, okay? They had the time, money, the energy, and the health to do that. So when Jessica, she went to college, she went 2 years to USC at $62,000 a year. Then the school was way too liberal for her, so she got permission to leave. She went to Pepperdine for 2 years at $72,000 a year. She was injured her junior year, so she couldn't play. So she got an extra year of eligibility. So she got a degree, a master's degree in the law school at Pepperdine in dispute resolution. That was $92,000. And then she got another, well, COVID hit and they canceled the whole season. So she got another year of eligibility, another $92,000. You add all that up, it's almost like $500,000. Why? Because we own our life, okay? Joel, he's 17. He just got, a week before he turned 17, he got his pilot's license, okay? Why? Because we own our life. You know how much it costs to get a pilot's license? Well, one thing, you might not have heard this on the news, but you don't even have to be a college graduate now to get a pilot's license. And they cut the flying hours in half you have to get there. But to get started, to get a pilot's license, you got to pay an instructor $75 to $100 an hour. Got to rent a plane, that's $120 an hour. So we bought him his own airplane. So now he can go out and fly as much as he wants, you know, for about $20 a day. So he got his pilot's license. When you get your license, you know, in fact, before you even go for an all-day test to do it, you've got to go out by yourself at night and land in 7 different airports. Do that when you're 17 years old, okay? So he's done all that. And then the test, it's a morning, all morning, both written and oral test. And then you go out flying in the afternoon and so forth. So that's Joel, okay? Now Josh, that's his brother. After 1 year of college, junior college, I talked him into quitting because he wanted to be a professional photographer. Well, there wasn't any course that he was going to take that was going to help him do that. So he quit. Okay, now when he was 21, he was already making $12,000 a month as a professional photographer. Now, just recently, he's 22 now, he took a course. It was $900 to take the course. For 3,000 people took the course. It was taught by the top cinema photographer in the world. Okay, at the end of the course, they had a contest. First, you had to do like a 4.5, 5 minute film, edit it and so forth. Well, Josh won the contest. Why did he win the contest? Because we owned our life, okay? Because when he started being a photography, we bought him his own drone and GoPro camera. And he's a mountain biker also. Can you imagine the filming he got, filming mountain bikers with the drone and the GoPro camera, and then filming behind people on kites and stuff? I mean, it was a slam dunk. So he got an $8,000 camera, and the guy that held the course has invited him, all expenses, to go to Dubai with him on a film shoot. And now the guy wants Josh to be his assistant, which Josh won't do it because he doesn't need to work for anybody, too independent. Again, hey, if we didn't own our life, we could have bought him the drone and the GoPro camera and all this stuff. So owning your life is huge. So once you get that in, so you got to understand, people have not thought about it. But once they start thinking about it, it's like that little stone. It doesn't go away. It just keeps growing. And sooner or later, they're going to want to do something about it. Adriana, tell me, you've had a testimony, some people that, you know, just, what, it's been 2-3 months, and finally they're coming around and saying, hey, I got to do this.
Yeah, this is very significant when people are starting to listen you. They are joining every week on your Zooms. They are start thinking, what am I doing wrong? Right now I know. I'm just selling, yes. And the sales is the most difficult part in it. They are really blocked to go to other people to show them the products. They are just ashamed. And with doing in such an approach of on your life, they completely changing their mind. And I see when they are talking with me on Messenger, by phone, I hear that they see the light in the tunnel, how to do this correctly, better, more freely. And they are just so happy that have, as you said, the monkey from the back off, yes. And this is really, really very important to just understand, just have the kick to the back, and we are going in another way. Yes, so they completely forget about sales, but sometimes they have difficulties because they still remember that how to maybe invite somebody. I'm telling them, no, we are not inviting, we are showing the opportunities. I know I don't invite anybody to that. I don't show them, I just showing them the opportunity to own your life. Yes, so this is the main point, I guess, because people just mixing all that stuff together. They think that sales can be connected somehow with lifestyle, and this is not working, yes, Don, because it's completely different way of doing MLM. When you are starting to sell, you are not building fundamentals of that business. So this is not that way, yes, and cannot be together, mixed.
Well, we tell people that this is the biggest industry in the world where the blind are leading the blind, okay? People that don't have a clue are out teaching other people how to do the business. Now, give you an example. How many times have you been in a meeting where someone starts the meeting out by telling all the new people the first thing they have to do is make a list of 100 names? Man, is that right? A person doesn't have a clue, okay? That's what a sales manager tells a salesperson to do. You tell me why you need a list of 100 names to sponsor one person, okay? I mean, everybody they know would like to own their life if they understood what it meant, okay? So you don't, and they'll tell you, well, you go out and recruit a whole bunch of people, get started. Wrong, do one. And it's more important for you to help that one person get somebody than it is for you to get someone else yourself, okay? Once you start getting them duplicated, you'll automatically run into someone else. Now, there's another thing that's really important, and that is when we get somebody started, people say, well, how do the products move? You know, they're curious about that. And I tell them, well, look, we're not looking for people that are into health, okay? Because that's a small market, it's 8%. So when we get someone that is ready to see the vehicle, we have a conversation with them about overhead. Now, see, people know what overhead is in a business. You know, a traditional business, you got to put up a building, you got inventory, employees, payroll, long hours. That's overhead. See, all the companies, their overhead basically for a distributor is you got to make a purchase of a product every month or you don't get paid. That's your overhead, okay? So when we get ready, we have a conversation about overhead. We got a lot of products, like most companies, you got a lot of products. We talk about one product, okay? And with that one product, that'll take care of their overhead, okay? Now, they're not handling the overhead because they want the product. They've never taken a health product in their life. They're taking it because they want to own their life. That's their overhead, is to be able to own their life. Now, let me tell you what happens. A person who has never taken a health product in their life, never been in a health food in their life store in their life, they start taking a health product. Within a week to 10 days, they're coming to you saying, gosh, I don't know what's in that product, but I've never felt so good. This is amazing. They're totally excited. Now, most companies have auto ship, so you get the product automatically every month. But let's say they didn't sign up on the auto ship, and let's say they forgot to order the product, and they ran out of the product. Let me tell you, the experience they'll have within a week of running out of the product is greater than when they went on the product. That's why I've got people that signed up with me over 25 years ago that wouldn't miss a month ordering products, not just that product, but you're going to understand here why it'd be a lot more, okay? Now, most companies will have a catalog that'll go out with the product order. If they don't, everything's on the internet. See, until they had that experience with the product, they wouldn't have even looked in the catalog. They have no interest. But once they have the experience with the product, they start looking through the catalog and they're saying, gee, that looks interesting. I want to try this. I want to try that. I want to, they'll pick out 4 or 5 different things they'd like to try, right? I want you to notice that they are selling themselves the product. I don't have to sell them anything other than the idea of owning their life. And then it just grows. So what started with one product, all of a sudden they're buying 4 or 5, 6 products and so forth. So that's, and then tie that into the duplication and how that'll motivate you. And before you know it, you do understand that if they think they're selling, they think they got to learn about all your products before they can even talk to someone. And the more products you have, boy, the longer that's going to take them.
People always asking that in what company you are, what products you promote, and I said I'm promoting no products, I'm promoting no company. I'm sorry, I'm doing MLM. So what you are doing? What is the business? And I said I'm just friend to everybody who wants to do MLM right in the right way. Yes. This is very difficult for them to understand how it is possible to do network marketing, not showing the products, not being, to say, like a face of your company. Yes, the company name in your background, and you are right now a hero of that company. So how it can be, how you can do this without showing the company? This is so difficult for them to understand.
Yeah, and I just showed you how to do it. Now, let me tell you why it's important for you to come back and watch this thing more than once, okay? Because, well, first of all, just to give you an idea, I had a publisher in Australia told me one time, he read my book 10 times. Every time he read it, he learned something new because he's like at a different level. And so there are things in the book too that will motivate you. But see, what you've heard today, you might not have got it 100%, but let me tell you, you go out and start, you start talking to people and they say, God, I don't like to sell, it's going to flash back. Well, that's what Don said, that people say they don't like to sell. So it'll start making sense to you, more of what I'm saying, once you experience it out talking to people. Or they say, gosh, man, I just don't have time, okay? Well, they don't need time. We're not looking for people for their time. They can listen to the things in their commute while they're driving. We got someone right there driving. So it's a business too simple. It's just everybody wants to complicate it, or they want to add to it or something. You got to understand, we've been doing this for years, and I didn't get to 1,400,000 people by changing the way I do things every week.
And very often people asking what skills you need to have to make network marketing. And I think that the only skill is being like a nice friend.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe being consistent in what you are doing. Yes, dreaming big. This is maybe not skills, but the characteristics that you have to make it right.
Hey, John, if you put like 20 people in the room, 10 of them salespeople, all dressed and looking like a salesperson, and 10 just ordinary, regular people that are not in sales and so forth, and you brought in a brand new person, say, I want you to pick out, 10 people that you'd like to have in your business. They'd all pick out all 10 of the salespeople. But who's going to be successful? The ones that people look at and said, if they can do it, I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is. Anybody can, the most unlikely person that can be a superstar, because everybody says, man, if that person can do this, man, I know I can do it. Okay. And again, salespeople are really tough because, again, if they're really a good salesperson, they wouldn't be in network marketing anyway, because there's things out there they can sell. They can go sell Boeing airplanes or sell, whatever, make big bucks, one shot, big things. Not too many, like 4.7%. That's all that can do that. So you're not going to build a business looking for those people.
But you are the best observer, as Jeff said, in the world, because you can catch in a second some kind of opportunities that are showing up. And it's also very important to see the opportunities. Yes, when something happened to you, you have to immediately think about, what is the opportunity for me in it?
Well, it's interesting on this observation, like, I've got this person I just recently sponsored, and, the guy owns a business, and his business did like $60,000 last month. He's got about 14 employees and so forth. He wants to sell it. He wants out. He's got a 3-year-old daughter, another 3-month-old daughter, and he wants to spend time with these people. See, I tell people the key to raising children is one word: time. If you spend time with your children, you're never going to have a problem. But these people who both parents are working and the kids come home to an empty house and they get together with their friends and so forth. Last year, 100,000 people in America died from fentanyl. It's made by the Chinese, and they sell it to the drug cartels in Mexico, and Biden lets them all walk across their border and distribute it all over America. I mean, that wouldn't happen if you're spending time with your kids. So he wants to sell it. And the guy, I mean, he's actually sponsoring people that are his employees working for him. And that's where, and I just started doing it. Today was the first time I do it. I tagged on where you say, have you ever thought about owning your life? This guy, he had a couple of his employees that were a little bit hesitant. And all he said to him is, he says, look, you want to be working this job for the rest of your life? And they said, no way. They will you better take a look at what I'm showing you here, because you could be retired in 3 to 5 years.
This is Don. This is the newest 10-second presentation of owning your life. Even easier, even simple than that you created before.
I tell you, one of my favorite presentations comes from a question and answer. Okay. Mm-hmm. And Jeff sits on the couch and he asked me the questions, and he said, Don, this person said that he heard you say there was 2 choices in life. What are they? So here are the 2 choices. Okay, either get a job or get an opportunity. There aren't any colleges I know of in the world that teach opportunity. It's everything about going to college, get an education, get a better job. Okay. So you go to college for 4 years. Now think about this. How many books did you have to buy and read, and how much time did that take? And time you graduated, what was your student loan? By the time you graduate, they got your mind programmed. If you go get a master's MBA, you're going to get a better job. Okay. More books, more time, more expenses, more student loan. Some people even go on and get a PhD. Okay. Again, more time, more books, and so forth. So they get a better job. I tell you, in 10 to 15 years, 80, 90% of them hate their job anyway. Okay. And most of them are going to end up half broke. So that's one choice. The other choice is to get an opportunity. Read one book, not one time, read it several times. When you've done that, you've already got your degree in network marketing. You get the app, you learn everything on the app, go through all the questions and answers, everything on the app, go through it several times. Now you have your master's degree in network marketing. Then you put into practice what you've learned. In 3 to 5 years, you own your life. You've got time, money, and your health. And you can virtually retire if you want with a PhD in network marketing. Your two choices. What do you want to do? Simple. Now, that presentation, being it's a Q&A, if you like that presentation, you can send that to somebody. You don't have to learn all this stuff yourself. We're doing it for you. Learn to use us. Okay? See, if you were to go out and hire myself and Adriana and Jeff and so forth, man, it costs you a fortune, but we're not charging anybody anything. We don't make a dime with anybody until we help them make money first. That's when we're duplicating.
This is significant. We are not making money before teaching people, yes. Always people sending somebody for trainings, very, very expensive trainings regarding sales, regarding new skills that they have to have. And in fact, they don't have any other additional, I don't know, more skills than before. And they just spend the money and there is nothing, yes.
Yeah, I think that's kind of important. Like people ask me, what's my number one recommendation for a new person getting started? I tell them, get a job. Okay. Why get a job? Well, see, there isn't a network marketing program I know of in the world where you can start off your first month and make enough money to pay your mortgage, your car payment, your credit card bills, put food on the table. Can't be done. The only way you can make any kind of money your first month is you got to go out and sell your products, but nobody wants to sell. And even if you did that, you're only going to make a couple, $300 or whatever. And then you got to remember, whoever you're selling to, they now think it's a selling business, and that doesn't contribute to building the foundation to put up your building. So it's better to get the job and do this part-time, okay? Now, understand you have a light at the end of the tunnel with your job. You don't even have to like the job because you know you're not going to be there forever. Can you imagine the millions of people that don't have a light at the end of the tunnel? Now, there's two exceptions to what I just said. You don't have to get a job if you have a spouse that can support you while you're getting the foundation built. Nancy supported our family for 9 years in the beginning. We didn't have any of the tools, and it's taken all these years for us to learn all this stuff. So anyway, she supported the family for 9 years before she could quit her job. The other one is if you have enough money in the bank to live on comfortably for 1 to 2 years while you're getting started. But starting in network marketing is not a full-time deal. It doesn't work. And these people are out there making people think they're going to be making a lot of money in 3, 4, 5 months. Run the other way, because it doesn't happen. It won't happen. Because if they're selling, everybody gets to the point where people are dropping off faster than they can add them.
There's other questions. Do you wear this red hat when you walk in the city?
I don't. Look at, I already told you, I'm averaging 600 people a day in my business. I don't need anybody else right now, to be talking to anybody else. I want to talk to people I already have. But, you know, if you don't have anybody, sure, wear the hat, you know.
I'm wearing the hat sometimes, not always, but it's really focusing on that. Really, people are just looking at, oh, what is this?
Yeah, well, if you're doing it and people look at it and say, well, you probably want to know what that means, you know. And it means, you know, owning your life is having time, money, and health. Do you know anybody that would like to own their life and
Yeah.
have time, money, and health?
Yeah. One my friend also wore the hat, and somebody asked him, "Do you know what does it mean?" And he said, "Yes, of course. I'm owning my life right now." Okay. Wait. About presenting connection. Have you started? Have you started and sponsored for who are not active? Who is the best way to motivate them? What is the best way to motivate them to get active?
I already told you, duplicate. That's it.
Okay.
I think it starts with one. They get one person that signs up while they're sleeping or something that's been, you know, in their downline. They're going to start waking up. They're going to be excited.
Okay. Doug is asking, thoughts on purchasing leads?
Oh, that's a waste of money. Total waste. Look at, there are people out there that are making a lot of money selling leads to people that don't want to sell, have no interest in selling. And I know this one company where this person is selling $150 a month for all these leads. And I'll guarantee you that a person that is a non-sales type, time they get two people that hang up on them, they're done. They're finished. They can't handle the rejection, and you don't need to, not with what we're doing. I mean, I've been in the business 50 years and I've never bought a lead in my life. I've never even advertised because I've always used a third party invitation. Do you know anybody that'd like to have a better life along that kind of side? And they say, well, I do, you know.
This is the
like, for
best way.
example, we're working right now because there's 9.5 million Polish people in America. And you can go to Google and ask Google for any country, how many people are in your country. And they'll tell you, and ask them where they live. They'll tell you. You get ethnic publications. So we got a few people now that are running very inexpensive, like $24 for like 3 months to run an ad in an ethnic publication in Polish. Something like, hey, you know, and Adriana's going to work with them on this because she's good at doing posts and stuff. How would you like to own your life, time, money, and health, and contact me and so forth. As soon as you get that first Polish person in America that's ready to go with it, and you've got 10, 20 people that answered the ad, you could give them the leads. But those aren't like leads we're talking about, you guys are talking about, because these are where people are coming to you. And once you talk to these people, say, you know, you could go to Poland because, you know, if your company's doing business in Poland, and meet all your friends, relatives, and so forth. And that's a business expense. You can write the whole trip off. And while you're there, you can sign them up, and then they got people back in America that they can sponsor, and then they can come visit them and they can write it off. So what I just described there could work with any country in the world where you'd want to go. Just call up Google and ask them how many people are in your country.
Yeah. If you wanted to use some kind of text or part of the text, feel free. I have no restriction regarding that. You can use that text, for example, to invite somebody who is in abroad and don't have opportunity to make his life better, to earn more money, to come back to his country. So I think that it's really great idea, Don, because this business has the opportunity to move around the world without any costs. In fact, when you are sponsoring, yes.
Do it all on your computer on Zoom. And, you know, I mean, it's amazing. You don't have any traveling expense and so forth. I mean, God, in America, it's so horrible with the price of gases. I interviewed this one woman, she has a doctor's appointment with one of her children that she has to go to every week. And she said, for her to get to the doctor and home, it's $100. And she does that that's $400 a month just for that.
Mm.
And our stupid president wants everybody to get electric car. And those things cost 60 to 100,000. The middle class people, they can't afford that. I mean, that's just stupid.
There were some more questions and not testimonies, but maybe some kind of sentences. Agatha said that, I just like to thank you, Don, for finding you. Daniela is asking, how can we respond to people when they say that in network marketing, only those who are at the top earn?
Well, that's true. So let's get to the top.
Yeah,
Okay,
but you know, sometimes people thinking that this is pyramid and the pyramid
yeah,
only.
say a pyramid looks like this, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So only the people at the top, the CEO, the president, all the top leaders of the company, you got the masses down here. Network marketing is like this. Everybody can get to the top. Everybody. It's up to you. If you want to be at the top, then we'll show you how to do it. How do you do it? You duplicate. Okay. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, so this is
So
also
let me go
right.
back to let me go back to that pyramid thing.
Mhm.
So you know the truth. When people use that, like I already told you that the number one objection is people say they don't have time. Okay. And we've eliminated that because it doesn't take time to listen to the 5 chapters while you're commuting. So another one they use is they say, well, it's one of those pyramids. Now they do that with a connotation that it's something illegal. Okay. Well, it's really simple. Okay. You can say you met me on a Zoom training or whatever. And you realize that Don Failla and his wife did training seminars in 35 different countries. Don't you think if it was illegal, they would have arrested him a long time ago? I mean, now here's the truth for that question. It's what's called fear of failure. See, they're afraid to try. So they're using that as an excuse to get you off their back. So now they don't have to be afraid to try because tell them it has nothing to do with selling because they think they're going to have to sell. All goes back to that.
It sometimes it also depends when, but maybe we will not talking about that. But sometimes it depends how much you can earn in different compensations plans. Yes, so there are some plans that are better than there are some plans that are not so good. So maybe this is also the issue which you should consider before joining any MLM. Yes.
Yeah, and I don't get into talking about different plans and stuff because there's some out there that are terrible, but we might have somebody on the training here that's in one of those plans, and I don't want to offend anybody, but our training works for all the plans, you know, even the bad ones.
Next question, Don, are you speaking at your company's seminars? Do you congratulate your people when they become a diamond leader or something like that?
Well, our company every year, the top diamonds for 18 years in a row, we went on a cruise, okay? And these are luxury cruises because of COVID, the last 2 years, 2 years ago, when COVID really hit, they didn't even have the event. And this last March, we went to Cancun, Mexico, and next year we're going to the Dominican Republic, and these are very luxury resorts. And the last cruise I was on, and these are top diamonds, people that had to qualify 3 months in a row to qualify. There were 950 diamonds on the cruise, okay? Now, these are the top ones, okay? Over 900 of those are in my personal downline. So the best I can do, because 90% of them don't speak English, shake their hand, take pictures, and say, see you next year. So, you know, bottom line, again, like I told you how I motivate them, I taught them how to, in fact, there's a woman in our company that when I got started, she had written a book. And in her book, she told people about me and my book. So virtually everybody that's in this company has read my book. That's why the activity of the company is over 30%, where most companies are 5%. But I don't, you know, when would I have time to talk to 600 people a day? Give me a break. They can all come on the Zoom training. We can have unlimited people, you know, on these Zoom trainings. I did a training last year for, had 2 of Tony Robbins' translators in Moscow. We had over 2,000 Russians on the Zoom training. And I've had several that are around 1,500 that we had people from Japan, Vietnam, Central, South America, all with different translators. So that's the thing I like about the Zoom. You know, I mean, you know, as it grows, you can talk to more and more people without going anywhere. And, you know, another thing too, you know, like, for example, you know, some people like myself are not too technical. I have never set up a Zoom training in my life, and I've been on hundreds of them. Okay. You want to have a Zoom training with me? Hey, that's great. Just give me the time and date and I'll be there. Send me the Zoom link. That's all I do. Someone wants a Zoom training with you, just tell them to set it up and you'll be there. You don't have to do it.
You are extremely open to everybody, yes.
Well, yeah, I tell people you got, you know, I just, you know, I told you I was maxed out with 5,000. I've been unfriending people like crazy. So now I don't care how many people we get on these Zoom trainings. If you want to go ahead and friend me, I accept you. And then if you have a question or so forth, shoot it over. In fact, why don't you tell them about the group? That's with a different company. That's not going to work. But anyway, yeah, you can, you know, send me a message on Facebook and I get to it. See, the thing I like about Facebook is that when a message comes in, you get a ping on your device. And anytime I get a ping, doesn't matter what time of the day or night it is, I look at it. And if it's something that should be answered, I just do it right then. I'm what they call a do it now type person.
Yeah, wait, some new. Your generosity is so refreshing. Thank you. It's from Aguilar. Hi, Aguilar. And Don, what to say to people who do not like the internet, messengers, Zooms?
I'll tell them to get on a different planet then.
Different planets.
They better like it. That's like back in the old days when everybody had a horse and buggy, you know. They didn't want to get in a car. You know? I mean, you gotta deal with it. You don't have to be an expert. I mean, there's just certain basic things that you can learn to do, you know. I mean, that's it.
But I think that also very important skill is in network marketing, just ability to think. Because then you can really see the opportunities. Yes, the opportunities. How about Zooms, about Facebook, about Messenger? This gives you huge difference, in fact.
Well, Adriana, give you a simple example of something that a beginner maybe would not know. Okay, I use my mobile device more than I use my computer. Because when I write something on the computer, I've got to type it, okay? Now, I used to be a good typewriter when I was in high school, okay? But now, you know, I keep making mistakes. I got to go back, correct them and all this stuff. Because when you're on your computer, you got to type out each word. When you're on the phone, once you've sent the same messages to different people, all you got to do is hit the word and the whole word comes out. So it's so much faster to type by typing the word and happen to type every one of the letters. Well, it's just some simple little thing that can save people a lot of time, you know?
It is. Okay, do you have any other questions? Somebody, something? I would like to ask Sasha, do you wear the hat when you are going outside to the city or not?
Yes, I do, but until now, nobody asked me what that means.
Well, then you got to say, if you see him looking at it, you probably want to know what this means. Just ask them.
One said to me that this hat is very aggressive because it's red.
That's the color of love.
That's right. Very good.
That's good. I like that. That's good.
Wow, great idea, really. Okay, so if there is no other questions, well, we
One
can.
thing, Adrian, one thing I might make a comment on too, that if you have some people, I mean, there are people out there who are so eager to learn, you know, and that if they don't want to like wait till next Thursday to hear the English, they can come on Wednesday and Friday with you translating in Polish. I'm still doing English. It's the same. It's no different. The only thing is that after I say something, I got to stop while you translate. So have them have a notepad with them, and while you're translating, they can take notes if they want.
Or they can learn Polish.
Or they have. So I've had some people now that, you know, be on the Wednesday call, which they're taking notes and so forth. But then they come back on Thursday and then you hear it without the translation. So all the stuff, just you want it to sink in a little deeper for them. And the more they hear it, the deeper it's going to go.
All right. So it's time to say goodbye for today.
Okay, we'll see you guys next time around. And
Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Buonasera.
have a great weekend.
And
everybody.
kisses for all of you. Thank you, Don, very much for being here.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you next week. Bye.